During World War II, Germany employed a wide range of armored fighting vehicles designed for offensive, defensive, and occupation roles across multiple theaters, reflecting evolving doctrines and operational requirements throughout the conflict. This video presents a complete reference overview of every tank type used by Germany during World War II. It includes standardized production models, limited production vehicles, converted designs, and specialized variants employed by the German Army and Waffen-SS. Both widely recognized tanks and lesser-known models are covered. The focus remains on identification, role, and deployment context, providing a comprehensive visual catalog without technical comparison or evaluative judgment. The tanks in this catalog are organized by functional role and classification rather than by year of introduction. Each section groups vehicles according to their intended battlefield purpose, reflecting how German armored units structured and employed these tanks in operational service. Panzer I. The Panzer I served as a light training and combat tank, primarily intended to familiarize crews with armored warfare concepts. It was deployed during early campaigns in Poland, France, and initial operations in the Soviet Union, often supplementing larger formations despite limited combat suitability. Panzer II. The Panzer II functioned as a light reconnaissance and support tank within armored divisions. It saw extensive deployment during early and mid-war operations, including Poland, France, North Africa, and the Eastern Front, where it filled roles beyond its original design intent. Panzer 35. The Panzer 35T, of Czechoslovak origin, was integrated into German service following annexation. It was used as a light tank within several divisions during early campaigns, including Poland and France, before being gradually withdrawn from frontline service. Panzer 38. The Panzer 38T was another Czechoslovak-designed light tank adopted by Germany. It served extensively in early Eastern Front operations, valued for reliability, and later provided chassis platforms for other armored vehicles as its tank role declined. Panzer III. The Panzer III was developed as a primary battle tank for engaging enemy armor. It formed the backbone of German armored divisions during early and mid-war campaigns, including France, North Africa, and the Soviet Union, before being reassigned to secondary roles. Panzer IV. The Panzer IV was originally designed for infantry support, but evolved into Germany's most widely used medium tank. It remained in continuous frontline service across all major theaters, adapting to changing battlefield requirements throughout the war. Panzer V Panther. The Panther was introduced as a medium-heavy tank optimized for armored engagements. On the Eastern Front, it was deployed from 1943 onward in major operations, including Kursk and subsequent defensive battles, and became a central component of German armored formations. Panzer V Tiger I. The Tiger I was a heavy tank intended for breakthrough and defensive roles against fortified positions. It was deployed in independent heavy tank battalions across the Eastern Front, North Africa, and Western Europe, operating in limited but focused numbers. Panzer VI Tiger II. The Tiger II, also known as the Königstiger, represented a heavy tank designed for dominance and defensive engagements. It saw service primarily in late-war operations on the Eastern and Western fronts, often in response to Allied advances. Panzer VIII Maus. The Maus was a super heavy tank developed as an experimental concept. Only a small number were completed, and it did not see operational combat, remaining confined to testing and limited deployment considerations late in the war. Panzer Befehlswagen I. The Panzer Befehlswagen I was a command variant of the Panzer I, modified to support armored unit leadership. It was deployed in early campaigns to provide mobile command capability within rapidly advancing armored formations. Panzer Befehlswagen II. This command tank variant of the Panzer II served similar roles, offering improved communications for unit commanders. It was used across multiple theaters during early and mid-war operations. Panzer Befehlswagen III. Based on the Panzer III chassis, this command tank supported higher-level armored coordination. It was deployed throughout the war wherever Panzer III units operated, particularly in large-scale mechanized operations. Panzer Befehlswagen IV. The Panzer Befehlswagen IV provided command and control capabilities within Panzer IV units. It was used extensively in both offensive and defensive operations across Europe, as armored warfare became increasingly complex. Flampanzer II. The Flampanzer II was a modified Panzer II equipped for close support roles using flame weapons. It was deployed in limited numbers, primarily during early Eastern Front operations, and used in specialized assault situations. Flampanzer III. The Flampanzer III adapted the Panzer III chassis for flame-based combat roles. It was employed in selected engagements where fortified enemy positions required specialized clearing methods. Panzer II Lux. The Panzer II Lux served as a light reconnaissance tank designed for speed and mobility. It was deployed with reconnaissance units on both Eastern and Western fronts, providing armored scouting capabilities during mid-war operations. Panzer 739, Char B1. The Char B1, captured from France and redesignated Panzer 739, was used by German forces for occupation and secondary roles. It saw deployment in Western Europe and training formations. Panzer 740, Renault FT. The Renault FT, an older French tank design, was employed by Germany in security, training, and airfield defense roles. Its use reflected resource utilization rather than frontline combat deployment. Panzer 748, E. Matilda II. Captured British Matilda II tanks were used in limited numbers by German units. They were primarily assigned to evaluation, training, and secondary security duties, rather than sustained frontline operations. Panzer 731, RT-26. Captured Soviet T-26 tanks were pressed into German service during early Eastern Front operations. They were used mainly for rear area security and support tasks due to logistical constraints. Panzer 732, RBT series. The BT series tanks captured from Soviet forces were utilized by German units in limited roles. Their employment was generally short-lived and restricted to areas where captured equipment could be maintained. Panzer 747, RT-34. Captured T-34 tanks were incorporated into German service under the Panzer 747R designation. They were used selectively on the Eastern Front, often within mixed units, primarily for operational expediency. Panzer Kampfwagen Nubo-Fahrzeug. The Nubo-Fahrzeug was a multi-turret prototype tank developed prior to the war. It was deployed in small numbers for propaganda and limited operational use, mainly during early campaigns. Germany's tank inventory during World War II encompassed a broad range of designs, reflecting varied operational roles, industrial constraints, and battlefield demands. From light reconnaissance vehicles to heavy breakthrough tanks and adapted foreign equipment, these machines supported German armored doctrine across multiple theaters. Together, they illustrate the full spectrum of tanks employed in German service throughout the conflict. This concludes the complete reference catalog of German tanks, with additional comprehensive military equipment overviews to follow.